guys, it's JJ and welcome to the Crypto Grinders YouTube channel. Alright, so today I have something very interesting and fun to share with all of you. Of course, I'm a person who does slides, right? I don't do it for a living, but I love to be more structured, right? As opposed to what Ryan always do. So as you know, I don't really do live as of now, but I will get there one day, alright? But in terms of content, basically today I just want to talk a little bit about what's happening in the market. I want to talk about the games that was being created nowadays. I want to talk about the FUD. I also want to talk about the premier group that we have been getting a lot of inquiries on. Hopefully I could address some of the questions here as well. Alright, later on. So the first part I want to share with you about is the game section, alright? So nowadays we have seen how cryptocurrency has changed, has transformed, right? We have seen many ICOs, many different protocols, different consensus, different algorithms. We have seen many different ICOs trying to do different stuff, prediction market, shared computing power, storage, cloud storage, you name it, a lot. And the one thing that's really interesting and fascinating to me is the crypto game section. Alright, now I wouldn't say I'm an avid gamer, alright, but I did play Dota before, Defense of the Ancients. I played Warcraft before, I played Diablo before, I played Pokemon before, right? Still my favorite till now, even though I'm 20 plus, late 20s, I still love it, right? So the idea of having to, you know, collect different eggs, collect different monsters, and then breed them, you know, trade them, battle them. To me, it's kind of a fun thing, right? So today I'm just gonna poke some fun of it, alright? And just quickly share with you some of the quick games update that you know, crypto currency, you know, the market has created. Alright. And so this is one of Etherplay. I just went Google on some of the Ethereum based games, and different, you know, different games on cryptocurrencies. This is one interesting one, right? So you are able to play online video arcade games, alright, and you could just, play the game, submit the scores and get rewarded in ETH, alright? There's Ethersphere as well, which is where you can play the different games, Prisoner Dilemma, you know, and stuff like that. And of course you have Ownage, where you could distribute digital game content. You have different gambling, you know, you could do roulette, blackjack, video poker and stuff like that with the different tokens. I think this is kind of cool, right? And I think gambling is a very big thing, especially in crypto nowadays. But so we talk about the more fun stuff. Of course, you have different mini games, right? You also have the crypto kitties, right? I mean, crypto kitties is a big hit, and it in fact clawed up the Ethereum network, right? And then came the Ethereum Mon, alright? So this is like a, how should I put it? This is much like a Pokemon, you know, like a copy of a Pokemon game, right? These are very common to me. I've been playing Pokemon since it ever started 10 years ago, right? And I'm still playing, you know, the latest version. Yeah, and so when I look at the different typings, neutral is like normal type, fire is like fire type, and you know, water type, and telepath is like psychic, you know. So to those who play Pokemon games, you get what I mean. And this is like combat, it's like fighting type, dragon, yeah, and telepath, right? And of course you have the ground type, which is the earth type, alright, and you have the rock type. So it has come to a point where we realize that more and more this sort of games are coming out, right? The kind of Pokemon game that we should need to collect, much like a Neopet version, you know, that we had before. And it's all sprinting out, right? We also have this new one, it's called the World of Feather, Ether. You can collect different monsters again. Whereas the last one I found, which is really cute, is to collect fishes. Right? Like, I mean, we've been talking about fishes, dolphin, whales, you know, to actually describe people who have a lot of crypto. Here we have a game where you can collect fishes, right? So I guess that's a pretty cool point to make. But having said that, right, are people really spending that amount of ETH, you know, on games, you know, to collect monsters and all? That's an interesting point to note, right? And I think people are doing that just for the fascination of it, or just doing it, right? Because it's fun. And at the same time, I made a comparison. You see, nowadays, like the monsters on the left, like Ethereum Mon, they're much like the Pokemon that we're very familiar with, right? I mean, on the right, top right, it's Hariyama, and on the bottom right, it's Suicune, right? The legendary dog, or whatever you call it. So when you compare really the Ethereum Mon, Pokemon, doesn't really, it's like, it's kind of like inspired, right? And you realize that, hey, is this just a replica of what, you know, has been a classic for us gamers especially? I wouldn't call it an insult. I would call it it's kind of interesting to see how is being played on this. And of course, this could be just one of the ways that the game developers want to rip us off, right? It's one of the easiest way to develop a game, and then you could bet it, you could trade it, you could buy it. There's also a sort of game nowadays that you could buy an egg, and every time you buy the egg, the value of the egg increases, right, by 0.1 ETH. I thought that 0.01 ETH. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a very interesting model, right? So what we have seen now in the crypto world or the cryptoverse is that things are changing rapidly. I always tell my friends, a day in crypto is like a week. Alright, and it used to be in Forex, a day is a day, right? You're normally living like a normal human being. But when you come to crypto, a day is like a week. And it's moving so rapidly. Things are moving fast, right? And developers are coming in with many different objects, different games, different systems, to entice you, right? If it's not in terms of monetary returns, it could be in terms of game satisfaction. It could be in terms of actualization, right? So things are coming up right here. Alright. Now, the other thing that I really want to address today, other than the game section, is the application of it, of what blockchain could really do, or what can be developed from then on, right? The different applications. Now, we do particularly see at Crypto Grinders that in 2018, decentralized exchange would be very, very big. We're talking about Kyber Network, we're talking about maybe Neon Exchange, we're talking about different exchanges that could become very big because they are in the decentralized network idea, right? Or what we call the DEX. So this could be a very big thing. Now, of course, tokens that are distributed by the exchanges can be very enticing as well, as seen from Binance and even KuCoin example, right? Of course, at Crypto Grinders, we're not gonna share any referral links or anything here. We don't do that. But just saying, right? This could be the next big thing in 2018. Now, the next thing I really want to talk about is, and I think a lot of people has been wondering what is exactly happening in the market, right? Now, the founders of us, we actually had a quick discussion yesterday over lunch on Saturday. We were talking about what's exactly happening to the volume in the market, right? So we came up with a few theories within our own Discord Premier chat about what exactly is happening to the market right now. So I just want to quickly share with some of you, and I think this information could benefit a lot of you, right? So as we know, FUD, right? FUD is called a fear, uncertainty, and doubt that we have in the market right now. I'm just going to show you the full array of different FUDs that we have that may or may not be affecting the market right now. Of course, the first on the list is always the Chinese FUD, right? The China side. The government regulation and ousting of miners. Now, as some of you know already, Chinese are very notorious for doing the thing that is they always announce news on the last minute notice. It could be because of a language barrier, you cannot translate the Chinese in time or the Mandarin in time, or it could be a situation where the news just hit or rumors came in and therefore the market tanks on you, or you get wrecked because of that. So that happens a lot of times, and historically it has happened before. And in fact, the Chinese government or the Chinese rumors were that they're gonna oust miners, right? BTC, Bitcoin miners, and they're just gonna accept Bitcoin Cash mining in the future. Now we will see what's gonna happen to that, right? There's also rumors that Chinese government is developing their own PBOC coin, distributed by their own central bank. So we will see what's the impact of that on BTC prices when it's really launched. Okay. Now, number 2, Korean FUD. I think the government regulation and taxation of profits, this particular section here, actually question what the central bank is going to do with the cryptocurrency exchange, right? And I've actually mentioned this quite a fair bit of times to people in both Legacy and Premier in our Discord group that, when you talk about South Korea, we are talking about a lot of unemployment. We're talking about, people who are millennials especially, who are displeased, who are not pleased with what the government is doing. And there was a re-election that happened recently. And of course, President Moon is then facing a lot of pressure from the North Korea side, also facing a lot of pressure on economic reforms. So it's not easy coming into a South Korean government or South Korean economy, or the people who are very liberal, who has their own stand, and that's tough. So when the millennials are actually trading cryptocurrency, some of them are earning a lot. And I've heard and I've read articles, okay, heard from my Korean counterparts, my partners, my friends over in Korea, and I also read certain articles that, hey, in South Korea, what's happening now is that the millennials are trading. Some of them are actually earning more than lecturers. Okay, some of them are even quitting school or quitting their university just to trade cryptocurrency full time, and none of them are really studying as much. And we start seeing a paradigm shift. Alright, now understand that in most Asian culture right now, especially in most Asian countries, the more developed countries, we are looking at aging population. Right, we are looking at a population where everyone's slightly older. We need a younger population, a younger crowd to support the older generations, and South Korea is one of them as well. Okay, and a falling birth rate as well. So from that, we see the reason why the government has to step in to control. If they don't control or regulate, they will at least have to take some profits out of the exchanges, okay, or even regulate it. But to the people are seeing cryptocurrencies as a way out. Right, we are seeing it as a freedom mechanism to free us of what we are doing, to free us, from a 9 to 5 struggle daily, to get us out of that particular scope and being able to give us more options in the future. So this is what we're facing in Korea, right? And I do foresee that this will hang on for a while until regulations are out in proper, and therefore we'll see the market improving slightly later on. Okay, now when it comes to taxation issue, we're referring to worldwide. Alright, we're referring to Singapore, we're referring to perhaps in countries like Japan, we're facing in US, in Canada, Australia, whatever, you name it, right? So basically government controlling and curbing, or even just coming out with regulations to try and restrict what people could do, right? It's part and parcel of life. It's part and parcel of regulation. You have to accept it, that it's going to happen. In fact, South Korea also formed a committee, right, led by South Korea, to actually form a committee of different countries, to come together to actually discuss how are they gonna deal with this saga, right, the cryptocurrency saga. So we'll see in the future, in 2018 especially, volume thinning here. We'll also start seeing more regulations kicking in, more FUD. BTC will start ranging trading very, very soon. There will be less trend trading for a period of time, more consolidation, and that's what we see in 2018. Until the regulation dies down or it's more clear and more succinct, then we'll start seeing a major movement. Alright. Now, of course, profit taking and going to other commodities and asset classes or even cash, right? I mean, this is just a normal human behavior. People are trying to come into cryptocurrencies. The early people like us, we're trying to get out of the cryptocurrency market. It's part and parcel of trading. It's part and parcel of investing. This is just a normal profit taking, right? Now, what I do advocate, right, is that always take out what you have invested, alright, and leave the profits running inside the market. So if you are slightly early in the cryptocurrency market, great for you, alright, take some profit, put it into cash, put it into gold, put it into different currencies, hedge it, so that when anything were to happen in the cryptocurrency market, you won't be that heavily hit in the overall portfolio, alright, because you have diversified into other asset classes as well. So this is very, very important when it comes to trading, right? You have that kind of firm foundation that you build on, and therefore you could trade with a more stable mind. Alright? Now, earnings seasons for quarter one, we do see stocks declaring their earnings seasons for this week. We start seeing some of the central banks coming out to declare some of their GDP as well this coming week. So this is the week where we could see how economy is moving, and therefore we could see more stuff coming in. Alright, bonuses are being declared over in the US and stuff like that. So how that will impact the cryptocurrency market, we have to see. Alright, it's tough to really predict as of now, in terms of especially in January. Number 6 point and number 7, futures closing. Let me just address futures closing first. If I'm not mistaken, futures closing will be in this coming week, right before the end of January. We do see the first futures contract of a 3 months contract closing, and therefore will that have an impact on BTC's price, right? With it dropping, we do see some margin call, some trades being closed, right? Some futures contract being closed because of BTC price dipping. Alright, so we'll see how that actually impacts the price of BTC as well. Now, the number 6 point would impact the market at least for this quarter. Okay, now with the close proximity of CNY, which is the Chinese Lunar New Year, it will kind of prolong the bear period for the month of February. All right, Chinese in the China celebrates Chinese New Year for one entire month. All right, so a dipping volume may come in February. Now, if especially for those who are in the Western countries, right, or even Europe, Australia, you may not have seen how big of an impact that could be in China, all right, or how big of an impact it could be on manufacturing sector in China. Factories basically close down for a month, right? It's true. They don't even take orders anymore when it comes to, in fact, right now at this point in time, they don't even take any more orders. Big factories will just close down. They will all go back to their own respective states and countries to celebrate for Chinese New Year for a month. That could potentially thin out volume in the coming month. And we do see an impact on the cryptocurrency market because a large volume comes from China, right? And therefore, what is the impact in February? Historically proven and tested that in January and February, the volume will thin out, things will start consolidating. So, last point that I really want to say right here is that, March will be a better month to look at in terms of cryptocurrency market. So, in January and February, it's just to really accumulate on those positions that you want to accumulate on. And of course, at the same time, get that cheap BTC or ETH whenever it corrects or dips based on the FUD. Alright, so that you can ride it up nicely when the market starts recovering in March. Right? So start thinking long term, folks. Stop thinking in 1 day, 2 days kind of thing. I basically swing trades for a fair bit more, right? So when I swing trade, I basically swing trade at low, I buy low, I sell high, same logic. But basically I accumulate more nowadays, right? I accumulate at dips, buy in, hold, and then in March, when the whole markets really starts picking up, when people starts having all the funds to pick in, when the exchanges and wallets starts ramping up, that is when the market starts kicking in again. Okay, so you gotta be patient with the market right now. Do not over trade, do not over leverage. So just stay healthy, stay safe. Okay. Okay. So this is the last section that I want to just share with all of you about. It's our Premier Group, right? Now we started Crypto Grinders. Basically, Ryan and I, we started Premier Group in June last year, right? So we've been doing it for the last 6 months. We have a lot of experience in driving the channel itself, right? And we have redeveloped the channel a little bit to make it more cohesive, to make it more comprehensive, right? And so we have actually got 2 groups, right? Some people got very confused about these 2 groups. Now, let me just describe briefly on it. Okay, there's 2 groups. One is called Legacy, and the other one is called Premier. All right, so they are currently existing, right? They're currently separated, right? So Legacy is basically the group that we created in 2017. We have kind of filtered them to be some of the best people that we want to work with, and the best people that we really want to just build a cohesive community with. So that will just stay as Legacy. So we will not be accepting anyone to Legacy anymore. So in the future, it will just be Premier alone. All right. So what will we gives you in a Premier Group, right? So some of you have a lot of questions. Hey, so why am I paying this for? What exactly will you get? Now, for those who are in Benny Telegram's channel, right? For those who are in cryptocurrencies for a while, you've been trading, investing, whatever not, right? You have realized that this particular industry requires a lot of information, right? I personally started trading cryptocurrency back 1 year ago, which is about 15 to 18 months ago. And information is something that we seek on a daily basis. Like I say, on a day, it's like a week in crypto. So I want the best information, right? and I need a lot of information. Now, sometimes all you need is a discussion with people who have slightly more experience than you in terms of diversifying information, who has dissect information for you, who puts the best information in the channels for you, so that you could just read it through and you get all the information that you need. Some of the discussion within shares with you how to allocate your portfolio nicely, how to accumulate certain coins, what are some of the Ryan's picks, Ryan calls, what are some of my setups in terms of technical analysis within the channel itself. You will all be shared in this channel, right? So to summarize, you will get buy sell setup, right? And with risk analysis, both long and short term trades. Now, the one thing that we kind of hate and you want to get out of it with this particular name is called signals. Okay, so please, people, we are not a signal group. All right, if you are a signal group, if you are a pump and dump group, it's easy. But we're not a signal group. We are more of an investing group. We're more of a whole array of more. We are more. How should I put that point across? That we are slightly diversified here, right? It's something way different from what you have seen in terms of financial portfolio. We also talk about outside of cryptocurrencies as well, how to hedge it in different commodity assets, different asset classes. In fact, some of the testimonials you will see later actually does share with you what we do in particularly, alright? Now, we also talk about technical analysis, breakout reversal, certain trade setups. We explain to you how it works. Of course, one voice call per week. In fact, we just kind of ended one voice call. So 4 voice calls per month on every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. EST based on current time, and 10:30 p.m. based on GMT plus 8 Singapore time. So up to date macro and micro news update, right? So we update news on a daily basis. And of course, crypto market outlook and sentiment. This is crucial, right? You see, the FUD information is something that we have processed already before it's already distributed to the different channels, right? So the paid group, both the premium and legacy, gets the information first hand, fresh from the oven. They get it first. And portfolio management strategy, I think this is one of the most crucial part. A lot of people come to the group, especially Premier, for instance. They come in with 30 to 50 tokens. We help to at least kind of streamline that and cut it down to at least the 8 to 10 top tokens that CG are looking at. And fundamentally, when you hold them, eventually in the long run, they will go up. Right, eventually, right? So of course, we won't be able to share full details on the YouTube channel because there's a lot of information. But at the same time, we can go dive in deep discussion with different facilitators all around the world. You will also have 3 to 5 top facilitators from the legacy group. I'm sharing their information on the Premier group. They are from different time zones, different trading background, different strategies, and they will share with you some of the different outlooks that they have. We were all looking at different tokens, and they can share with you some of their outlook or some of their strategies as well. So it's a very cohesive, and it's kind of like a very all-rounded kind of point of view of learning, right? So whatever I can say, or if you think that I'm shilling, whatever, but take a look at what people have to say, right? This is the truth, right? So testimonial 1, alright, CG is spot on, quantum call allows me to buy another month. So he's after it's able to cover his membership for the next 5 years, right? So a week, actually I don't need more than 2 days. This is good product, right? And completely besides a good call, okay, whatever. But this screenshot particularly is taken just 2 days being in the Discord group. Okay, and that's why I don't need more than 2 days. It's just on the 2nd Jan or 3rd Jan, that's when we took all the screenshots. Alright, and at this point in time, we also have some testimonials from the people that are renewing. In fact, we are gaining traction on renewals as well for Premier. I'm not the kind of guy who will just cover the negative stuff, right? I'm just gonna put up the real actual testimonials from the group that I've collected from the Premier group. Okay, so it's only been 2 weeks for me in this chat group. It's a fantastic group. Like the constructive information from everyone, totally worth it. Okay, cool. So anyway, sometimes we do talk about a little about life, we do talk about Lambo, we do talk about poker, less of sports betting. I don't know where this came from. So we do talk about random stuff, alright? So if you want a fun group, this is quite a fun group. So cryptocurrency advice before I joined. I sleepless nights, right? So the CG team is vastly experienced, complemented by veterans in crypto space. So if you're looking for a quick 50% profit, I think this basically summarizes what the group really stands for. For a quick 50% profit, don't bank on getting it here. But if you're looking for a perfect complement, experience, investment strategy, market insights, portfolio management, there's nowhere better. So the best choice I've made in this space is not entering a trade that has netted me 100 times profit. It's paying $200 to join this group. Okay. So, I've learned so much. So far I love the mentorship. Yeah. So anyway, okay, we'll talk about that again. Thanks for creating a space for us. Amazing group environment. Simply, CG is totally different than our groups, and fee is just nothing. I can get more than 10k by just changing portfolio as recommended. Yeah. So this is it. Alright. So this is just the 3rd one. We also have the 4th one, right? I've been in the crypto space for just a few months. I'm extremely fortunate to have found a group of professionals who created a friendly knowledge sharing environment. CG team treat this space like any other investment environment, gives me confidence through glad I joined. Okay, so these are written by different people, by the way, so I'm not crafting this from the air, right? It's true. Couldn't be happier that I finally decided to join CG after months of postponement. Made my subscription back within the first week. Honestly, learned much more this month than I have my own throughout my entire crypto journey. Well, as a noob, this space can get pretty crazy at times, and it makes all the difference in the world to know that you can rely on the folks at CG and fellow group members to have your back. So, I mean, this particular or these few testimonials that we have seen, they are not exhaustive. There's a lot more. but I'm just picking a few just to share with all of you here that what we do at CG, you know, in my point of view, we may not be the perfect one yet, right? We may not even be world class yet, but what I can share with all of you is that we take a lot of consideration into what we share, right? We take into a lot of consideration into what we dished out, right? What we give, especially, and therefore we still, you know, have an ultimate vision of setting 1 million people debt free or even financially free, and that's what we want, right? And that's where we're gonna get it. Whether or not you will be part of this journey, you know, we do hope that you'll be part of our journey. We do hope that people in the premier group and especially in the legacy group, you all will get there in time, and and we have each other's back here, right? We are a family, like a band of brothers, and we fight a war together, right? Against this particular space where it's a wild, wild west, where anything can happen, where you have scammers, you have spammers, you have whatever not, you have thieves, you know, you have hackers, whatever that's happening. You just want a kind of group that you could really just trust on, and that everyone has everyone's back and just looking out for each other. I think that's what we are trying to build, and I would proudly say that we have built it up in Legacy, and right now we are seeing it in Premier, and we are really, really happy and proud that Premier has already grown in less than 21 days to get to where it is today. And you know, we are opening up some spaces. It may not be a lot, right? But here's some of the information that you want to know, right? So the monthly subscription price is USD $200 plus fees of sending. We only accept Quantum and Ethereum for now, all right? So the first of the month, it will last from the first of the month to the last day of the month, right? So 1st of Feb, 28th of Feb, 29th of Feb, and so for instance, right, the first day to the last day. So no cash or other tokens will be accepted. No negotiable. No, don't give me any kind of weird tokens. We will not accept it. Alright. So the ultimate gate holders for this particular group is me. Right. So you will be you know, talking to me and of course our admins, right, with regards to this, okay, when it comes to payment. So before proceeding, now this is something I really want to highlight, all right, that we have received a lot of emails into our info@cryptogrinders.com, right, and people wants to come in with less than one month of experience in cryptocurrency. They have no funds in cryptocurrency. They have fiat, but they just want to come in and trade. So the main point here is that whatever that we're doing, especially in cryptocurrency trading, it's medium to high risk. Okay, it may not be for your stomach. You may not even be able to take it when a portfolio goes down by 50% or 40%. Alright, so what we want to advise you here is this: you need to have at least tradable amount of USD $10,000 and above in cryptocurrencies already. It's not like I have 10,000 US dollars in fiat and I'm ready to trade in crypto. No, that's different. Alright, because if you want to make full use of this group, you need to have some cryptocurrencies ready for you to trade. If not, coming to this group could be too advanced for you. Alright, and I did personally rejected a few people because they are not ready yet. Alright, and I'm that strict on it. So until you are able to have this amount in cryptocurrencies, and until you have and be able to trade on BTC and F based currencies, and you know what is the entry order, what's the limit order, you know how to actually go and use Binance or Bittrex or whatever, you are not ready for the group yet. Alright, unfortunately. You could come back in the next few months to come. It's okay. We welcome you with open arms, right? And also one of the criteria that we actually set is that you must be, or you have to at least attend 3 or 4 per month of the live voice channel, right? We put in a lot of effort on the webinar, and we will share a lot of insights on the webinar as well. And we do hope, you know, that all of you will turn up for that webinar as well, right? Because the recordings will be made available thereafter, but we will not share it with the public. You will not see it on YouTube channel here. You will only be made available if you are in our channels, okay, in our Discord channels as well. Okay, so these are some of the key pointers. If you have any questions, please just click on the link below on the YouTube channel. This is cryptogrinders.com/premier. You will be able to get a Google form to fill it up, and you will be able to get into our group. We will contact you when it comes to verification, and we will send you an email so that you can join our Discord group, Discord Premium group. Alright, and you're gonna enjoy the ride with us. Also, do take note that the link is here as well. This is the link pasted. Okay, this is the link.com/premier. We'll be pasting this link below in this particular YouTube video. Alright, and you know, last part I just want to share with all of you is that this FUD particularly is gonna come, alright? And I do not see that we're out of the woods yet. So whatever that BTC and ETH is gonna slightly recover, I don't see that we're out of the woods yet. We are still we're not gonna see much bullish movement as of now yet, until the point that regulations are fixed, until the volume comes in March, until CNY has ended and died down, and then really people come back to work in March, and therefore you will start seeing volume picking up. And that's where the things begin. That's when the runs begin again. Okay? That's when cryptocurrency gets exciting again. So right now, you gotta do the patience stuff. You gotta start accumulating on the right tokens while the market is still consolidating. Alright, so that's key to investment. Always think long term. Always think long term. Alright, so don't think short term. Don't think medium term. It will limit you on what you can do and believe that you can do. Alright, so just think long term. Get the trades done, get the accumulation properly done as well. Alright, so if you need more portfolio advice as well, let us know. If not, you will get more information in the Premier group, and we look forward to seeing you in the Premier group. Alright, so everybody, this is JJ and the co-founder of Crypto Grinders signing out. So thank you for watching this video, and we look forward to seeing you again. Right, take care guys. Ciao.